Andre Williams, do we scoop up a five-star cornerback, not a safety, but a cornerback for once in a Tracy Howard?
Not this year. Tracy Howard from Miramar High School, home of the Patriots. There goes the logo right there. 2012, that was the last five-star corner that we got. And I don't think that streak is going to end this year. Hopefully we find a corner or two in this class. And again, I'm operating off of Malik Curtis playing offense. I'm going to keep banging that drum all the way down the line just because I think that his skill set fits as an offensive player, both at the high school level and in this offense moving forward. I just think that that's the truth. And I've been blogging this and following this for too long to second guess what my eyes have seen. I just don't. He's gonna play offense, and he should play offense. I think it's doing him and the roster a disservice to put him on defense. So that means we got to find a couple of guys. I don't know that there's a couple of guys to get. I don't know that we're going to get the guys that are available to get. But I can, at this point, I can confidently state that it's not going to be a five-star cornerback this year. So, that puts it at 9 recruiting classes or 10 recruiting classes because you had 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21. 9 recruiting classes. Next year will be 10 since Tracy Howard signed in 2012. And, we'll see where that goes and how long it goes. People were talking about, man, Alabama's secondary, they're so good. All 4 of their starting defensive backs are from South Florida. All of them. And somebody was like, oh, well, Miami got like a similar number of guys in the secondary. If you talk about Trajan Bandy, Jaquan Johnson, I'll say, yeah, that they were fine. They were good players. It's a different caliber of kid. You know what I mean? Those 5 stars, the Pat Surtains, the Jordan Battles, the Josh Jobs of the world. You know what I mean? Like it's not the same. It's not. I'm sorry. Even though, look, I'm a big Jaquan Johnson fan. I'm so glad he came here. You know what I mean? Like Trajan Bandy as well, and like all the other guys that were listed. But it's different, bro. When you got top 10, top 15 guys in America overall, and they're all littered across the secondary for Alabama. It's not the same. And I don't know when it's going to change. I don't know how it's going to change. But, Miami has at least gotten a foothold in recruiting safeties of that kind of ilk. James Williams. You bring in Amari Carter, who was a 4-star. You bring in Gervin Hall, who was a 4-star that Alabama really wanted. Nick Saban famously landed his recruiting helicopter on the football field at Palm Beach Lakes when he was over there and everything. You transfer in a Bubba Bolden. You get Avante Williams, who's number 2 overall safety last class. Safeties, yeah. We're actually, we got some dudes. Cornerback, it's going to be a while, buddy. Sorry.
Now, here's a wide open question from Andre Williams. Cam, what's the scoop on the recruiting trail?
There's a lot going on, man. You had 8 decommitments from Power 5 schools on Monday alone. None of them were from Miami, but that included Terrence Lewis. That included other guys, from Power 5 teams decommitting. It's going to happen, and hopefully, Miami's able to play defense on most of these guys in the class already. But there's going to be a lot of movement. And if you just think about it, man, this has been an entire recruiting cycle that has happened in a dead period. No on-campus visits, no face-to-faces, no unofficials, no officials, none of that. This whole cycle. And again, that's going all the way till tax day of, April of 2021. So you're going to be a year and a half dead period. But this whole entire recruiting cycle of this 2021 recruiting class, the current senior class, has happened in a dead period. It's crazy. And so, yeah, guys have. So why did I bring that up? Right? Guys lock in their spots. Guys have that place at 16, 17 as a junior that you think you want to go to And then you look on the field and you see Florida State's terrible. So their 4-star quarterback just decommitted, which is a tradition unlike any other because every 4-star cornerback in the last 7 years is decommitted from there, if not longer. You know what I mean? Like everyone that they've had committed. Look, Jeff Sims, Sam Howell, this Altmaier kid. There's been some other kids who were committed there. Go look up the numbers. I'm not making it up. Go look for yourself and see if this is hyperbole. That's honest truth, right? So you see that. You see these other teams. Hey, maybe Michigan isn't necessarily where I want to go anymore. Maybe Georgia has playing time for me. Maybe Alabama doesn't. Maybe whoever. So you have that spot that you have claimed your seat. You play well in your senior year, and then you flip it for where you want to go. Case in point. Guy who I've been directly asked about, Miami Northwestern edge rusher Pat Payton. Okay. 6'5", 220 pounds, dynamic edge rusher from Miami Northwestern, like so many before him, including Sam Brooks, who played as an edge rusher before he got his knee hurt, and then he came to Miami to play linebacker, right? Pat Payton is committed to go to the University of Nebraska this year. Every Floridian who committed to and signed there at Nebraska last year has left that program already, which everybody said, myself included, they're not going to last there. Remember that Jaden Francois, who committed to Miami 3 times and had the signing day thing, Marcus Fleming from Miami Northwestern, all these other guys who went out there, they're not going there. Pat Payton, I'm fairly confident, is not going to go to the University of Nebraska. Why? Because you have at least one guy from your high school, another couple guys from South Florida who went out there for a little bit. They bought the stuff that Scott Frost was selling, hook, line, and sinker, and then they got out there like, bro, I'm in Lincoln, Nebraska in November for what? And we're losing and terrible, and we're the ones who are trying to push to have games come back, and we're getting our doors blown off. I'm not going to stick around for that, and none of them have, and I don't think that he's going to either. And he's another guy. I assume, I reasonably surmise, is going to have an iOS press release say that he's going to go somewhere else and flip that Power 5 commitment to somewhere where he actually wants to go, somewhere maybe a little bit closer to home. There's been plenty of guys like that. There's going to be more like that. So there's a lot. Man, we got like 2 weeks to this early signing period. I haven't written a notebook again. And I know I said it a couple weeks ago. I was going to start it. Procrastination just gets the best of me sometimes. So I got to start it tonight. Fine. Okay, cool. I'm going to get off of here. I'm going to watch the last night's Below Deck, and hop in editorial and let my fingers do the walking. Okay, fine. But there's a lot going on, and there's a lot that can happen between now and 2 weeks from today, or 2 weeks from tomorrow, because today's Tuesday, 2 weeks from tomorrow. But still, there's a lot going on.
New King God. I understand Jordan Battle was a higher rated recruit, but is he actually a better player than Jaquan Johnson?
See, they do different things. And I think that that's the biggest thing. Jaquan Johnson was, he was center field. He was that last line of defense that let the whole entire Miami defense operate differently. And, a lot of running plays didn't break because Jaquan Johnson was there to cut the guy down. Think about that touchdown that the quarterback from Virginia Tech had, on the power read, inverted veer, and then he cut it back, and everything and scored. He cut it back against Bubba Bolden, and Bubba Bolden was making all kinds of plays in the passing game earlier in the year, but not necessarily in the run game. But if Jaquan Johnson was back there, that's a 12-yard gain. It's not a 53-yard touchdown. You know what I mean? But, Jordan Battle is just more the prototypical prospect than Jaquan Johnson. Jaquan Johnson was a 5'10", 190-pound, safety. Jordan Battle, 6'1", 6'2", at 190, 195, pushing 200 as a sophomore. They do different things on the field, and physically they're different. But Jaquan Johnson was one of the highest rated, he was one of the best high school players ever to strap on a helmet in Miami-Dade County. 4 times first team All-Dade. It's rare air to be able to say that. That means as a high school freshman, 9th grader, he was first team All-Dade. Think about that. And he was at Killian. That means you're first team All-Dade at the 5A to 8A section of things. So you're not even doing it, just against Lady of Lourdes and, Our Sisters of the Poor, if you're in the 1A to 4A, you're playing big boy football. And Killeen at that time was playing 8A football, the largest classification in the state of Florida. So you're at an 8A school, not even on a 5A and sliding by. You're at the biggest classification in South Florida. You know what I mean? Like he was a remarkable, incredible high school player. And I mean, if I had to put their resumes together from high school, give me Jaquan Johnson all day, every day. And Jordan Battle is a worthy player. He was a 4-star recruit. Yeah, he was a high-rated recruit because he's more prototypical. He does some things differently. But I would say that Jaquan Johnson was a better high school player, but I think that Jordan Battle is a better pro prospect. And I honestly think that Jaquan Johnson might end up having been a better college player than Jordan Battle, depending on what Jordan Battle does next year and or if he stays for a fourth year. Because Jaquan Johnson should have been first team All-American and then got robbed his senior year just because he's 5'10", which is, baloney, but it happened. So I think that you could say, yeah, Jaquan Johnson at 2 stages of his career was a better on-field player, but I think that, if you had to pick one in terms of pro projection, things like that, it would be Jordan Battle.